The minority slams government over BOG's 2022 60 billion Ghana cedi loss. All right, and it says here, the minority in parliament has strongly criticized the Bank of Ghana, saying the central bank is not fit for purpose. The group bemoans that the BOG is not able to undertake monetary policy without printing monies. In its recent audited report, the Bank of Ghana announced that it had recorded 60 billion Ghana cedi in losses in its debt restructuring exercise. And reacting to the presentation of the mid-year budget review presented to Parliament by the Finance Minister, the ranking member of the Finance Committee, Isaac Adongo, said the government has failed to turn the corner. All right. And so, Elvis, I want to start with you on this one. The Bank of Ghana is not fit for purpose. What do you make of this comment?
The minority has been too harsh on the central bank.
Really?
Yeah, I think when you read the report clearly, I'm not sure that it's the fault of the central bank that the government says I want to do a debt exchange program. It's a government decision. And if it's a government decision, as I said, the banks, commercial banks took a hit of 14.8 billion from that.
Yeah.
So if, as a result of that, the Bank of Ghana lost as much as 48 billion, it's not about a mismanagement of the resources or some illicit or illegal contract awarded to somebody or some judgment that be paid or something where you want to fault the central bank for. So at the end, if you are saying it's not fit for purpose, if you're able to establish that the central bank has done something untoward which led to that, then we can interrogate it. But if it's a government decision that we need to do this in order to save the economy from crashing, and it's been carried through, and as a result of that, they incurred some of these losses, fine. I think where I'll think that they can have some criticism for the central bank is the management of the Citi, because clearly the central bank has a lot of roles in terms of managing the local currency. So if as a result of Citi depreciation, the central bank has lost 7.5 billion in just 1 year, surely I think that one, since the management of the Citi is part of their mandate, I think the minority has a right to criticize them that they didn't manage the Citi well. That is why there are losses, for which reason they have to take a hit of 5.7 billion for that. So I think on that note, I think that one, the minority will have a right if they actually focus their criticism on that.
But not with the 48 billion.
Not with 48 billion, but for that one, that really. And then the other one is the loans that they also have granted to government institutions that have not been able to pay back. But it's about financing of government. So if Central has issued loans to other government institutions, they are not be able to pay. They didn't embezzle the money. It's with other state institutions. What we should ask is that measures should be put in place to make sure that those monies are recovered back to the central bank. But as for the losses to the city, it's gone. There's nothing we can do to get it back. So I think that if the minority rights really focus their attacks on that, and then I've seen some other expenditure items on the list of expenses that the central bank conducts. And I was rather thinking that the minority will actually take issues with some of these expenses that are said to have been done by the central bank and begin to query, how do you spend so much money on this as a central bank? How many staff do you have to be spending so much money? You will see certain figures quoted for vehicle maintenance and some other things. You want to ask how many vehicles is the central bank running for it to spend that much money on the maintenance of vehicles in a year, one financial year, and such huge money is being mentioned. So I think that just saying that it's not fit for purpose is too much of a generalization. But I think that if they had taken their time to actually scrutinize and pinpoint specific expenditure items and then query those expenditure items, I think that would have really pushed the central bank to come up and explain to the public how they arrive at those expenditures. So I think that the this kind of criticism there where we just attack and we don't really provide that kind of details.
Yeah.
I think that we need the minority to go above some of these things. Sometimes they do well by getting the nitty-gritties and the details of some of their press conferences. But for some of their press conferences, it's just like we want to score some political points. So they do it and you don't really see the various things you think that should have been in there that will push the central bank managers to the wall that they should come and explain to the public. So I think that the generalization and say not fit for purpose, I don't think that I agree with them. But I think that there are a lot of things they can question the central bank about. And if they can come again as a minority, I think that will do them a lot of good by looking at the various expenditure items, say this, that. If they hold a press conference just to hit the central bank about the management of the city and the fact that they've lost 5.7 billion cedis in 1 year to city depreciation, when they are the ones that have a larger role in managing the city and they take them on for that, I'll be glad that they take the central bank on for, because they have the mandate to manage the thing.
Yeah.
So if they have not been able to manage it well and they themselves are taking such a hit, it's a big money. 5.7 billion is a lot of money. So then if you take them on that, I think that will be something that I think everybody will be interested in that. So I think the minority, as I say, sometimes they get it so well by getting all, but on this Bank of Ghana, I think that not fit for purpose is too much of like a generalization. I would be happy if they pinpoint key things and then press the central bank on it so that we can have some explanations from the central bank or some of this. I think it will help all of us.
Okay. Larry, what do you make of the comments by the minority, Isaac Adongo?
Yes, thank you. Yesterday, the Herald did a story on the events happening at the central bank. And it came out of the write-off, the debt write-off, where 77.6 billion Ghana Cedi was written off.
No, half of it, 50% of it has been written off.
Okay.
50%.
Then we also noticed what he talked about, the expenditure on
31 million.
Yeah.
No, 100 the vehicles.
No, that was 131 million
yes.
Ghana Cedis on vehicles.
Vehicle maintenance.
Not even buying new ones.
Yeah.
Maintenance.
Yeah.
So what?
Shocking.
Yes. What sort of cars are they using down there?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you had also 1.620 billion paid as salaries and allowances to staff. The staff were about 2,000 plus. Okay. And then there's also foreign trips that they did, which is 97.427 million Ghana Cedis.
For foreign
trips.
Foreign training for Bank of Ghana staff in one financial year. Almost 100 million.
Yes. They paid almost 39 million Ghana Cedi for communication. Okay. And then
one financial year.
Yes.
39 million for communication.
Shocking.
Yes.
How much came to Citi for advertisement?
In the case of even the vehicle maintenance, a year earlier they had paid 61.5.
Yeah, so how do you jump?
Quantum leap.
Yeah.
But even 61.
It's
61.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
You said 2,000 and something staff of an institution.
Yeah.
Anyway,
assuming everybody has a
Bank
car.
of Ghana, they have their own salary scheme. They pay well, and so
you want to go and work there?
Oh, if I had my way, I would be working there. The salaries there are very juicy. We say we should pay them well so they don't steal our money. So as for Bank of Ghana,
but is it about paying them well not to steal the money, or paying them well to manage the economy better?
To manage it better is also not steal. But they are all part of the process.
Some of these things I get worked up.
So the things you mentioned, these are the ones I think minorities should
have
up.
Itemized.
How do you spend 130 something on maintenance of vehicles in one financial year?
131 million Ghana Cedis for vehicle maintenance.
Yeah.
What kind of vehicles are they driving? Ferraris, Rolls Royce.
Does it mean everybody that owns a car in the Bank of Ghana is entitled to maintenance? maybe it means that once you work there, you own a car, you are entitled some hefty amount for maintenance for a year. So it means it's an earmark funds for everybody that owns a car. So it means you are entitled, so they just pay. So this is how.
But you see, this is even. I don't know who, which institution did the all this.
The audits. No, I think it's the Ernst & Young or something. Yeah, I think the auditors are in there.
They did.
Yeah, they did. I think the auditors, I saw it. If it's not Ernst, I think it's Ernst & Young or something. Yeah, that's what it is. So see, if you pinpoint this kind of things and you question it as minority, we'll all follow it. But if you just say it's not fit for purpose.
And then also, the minority talked about how they are spending money to be printing currencies and so on. Like he said, they should have given us
some details.
But you see, we live in a society where the moment you demand for information, people call. Okay, so I don't know whether I haven't read this particular.
No, but as for everything's in the annual report. So the minority will just take the annual report
and break it down,
and just break it down and pick the.
That they printed currency. Anytime they needed money, they had to go and print out. Anytime they needed money, they had to go and print out. I mean, how do you run an economy like that?
But that's why they want to come out with the digital CD, so that they don't spend much on printing, so that most of transactions will be in electronic format. Because as for the currencies, when they become dirty, they have to print.
No, but they are not talking about currency getting dirty.
No, it's a replacement.
But it's about. I mean, we don't have enough. So let's just pump in. Do you get it?
Listen, let's go.
But see, there's something that I noticed. Have you observed the 1 Citi coin, and then the 2 Citi coin? There are some you hold and then you don't know whether it's 1 Citi.
The new one.
Yes, or
it's the new one. If you are not careful, you may not see.
Yeah, you can't differentiate.
The funny thing is that recently
I
had a number of 1 Citi coins, and then I was looking at it and I realized that there's about 3 or 4 different versions of
ones.
the 1 Citi coins.
Yes. And so you don't know what is coming.
And they are all in circulation.
Yeah, they're all in circulation. Yeah.
Yes, Governor Aqua would have been told that new currencies or new coins have been
and we're recalling the old ones.
But this one, so you can. I've had difficulty where I'm paying for something, and then I'm unable to determine whether it's 1 Citi coin or a 2 Citi coin. And then I had to give it to the woman. Please, how much is this? And I mean, sometimes I look something else.
Some people, they have to do more publicity about some of these things.
Some people who are not happy with the coins that they have, CITAC.